Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Bayade Yusuf, but I go by Bay, and today I'm scoping as part of Afriscope Share the Love Hour. The theme for today is it's not about how you start, but how you finish. And I'm so happy it always takes Afriscope getting me back to Periscope. So today the theme is it's not about how you start but how you finish. But before I get into that, I will start with telling you a little bit about Afriscope. So Afriscope is an online community of Africans supporting and changing each other's lives. By Africans, we mean anyone who proudly claims their African roots, regardless of the color of your skin, your nationality, or your place of residence. Afriscope celebrates love, peace, unity, and togetherness. And you could join Afriscope by going over to the Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/Afriscope. So the theme for today, I think it's one that resonates with it resonates with in different aspects of our lives and in different walks of life. I'm talking about how you start versus how you finish. As you all know, starting anything is never as great as what it looks like at the end. And somewhere between the start and the end, people tend to give up. But I just wanted to share with you just a few traits, a few character traits that I believe that people who finish strong would have. But before I go into that, let's talk about one or two people that names that we've all heard that we can relate to. So first, I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm very passionate about entrepreneurship. So one person that comes to mind when I think about someone who's really finished or who is still going strong actually because she hasn't finished is Oprah Winfrey. So we all know Oprah. She runs her own company, Harpo. But what we didn't see in the beginning was Oprah as a 13-year-old who got raped, who was a teenage mom. Unfortunately, she lost her child. I'm sorry. But today, Oprah is worth $3 billion US dollars. She didn't start that way. Obviously, when she was that 13-year-old, when she was the 17-year-old that started as a journalist, this Oprah that we know today was in the works, but we just couldn't see it. And that's one person that I know that is still going strong. Her start may not have been very strong, but where she's heading to and what she has attained right now is one that we could look up to and be inspired by. And bringing it back home to Africa, and somebody that we can all resonate with is Nelson Mandela. So Nelson Mandela was a president, the South African president. He died, he passed on in December of 2013. But prior to that, and he got a presidential funeral, but prior to that, he was in prison for 27 years. 27 years is a long time to be in prison. 27 years, I'm sure the prison guards who were, watching him didn't see a president in him, but he got out and he went on to become the president of South Africa. So what I'm trying to say is that the start never looks like what the end is going to be. And for me, I think as an entrepreneur, it really encourages me because it's not an easy start. There are growing pains, but the key is to continue to stay focused and to be driven. So I came up with like 5 character traits that I believe would help someone who's right at the beginning and looking at that finish or what that success will be, what your finish line is or what your finish goal is or what success looks like in order for you to say that you have arrived. And the first one is drive or tenacity. You have to be driven. So regardless of the circumstances that are around you, you need that drive to keep going forward, to keep pushing forward, knowing that you have a goal, knowing that you want your finish to be strong, you want your end to be strong. Let's look down at my notes. The next one, which kind of relates to your drive, is your passion. Definitely, with passion, your passion fuels you up. So definitely need passion as one of your character traits to move forward, to finish strong. You've got to be passionate. You've got to live it, eat it, breathe it, whatever it is that you believe in. You really need to take that as something and think about it every day. And it's something that you remind yourself of every day. The next character trait I have to talk about is optimism. Sometimes we get bogged down by what things look like in our current state. Things might not be going on well. Things look like they're moving slowly, but you have to remain optimistic. There's something about the power of being positive. When you're positive, you draw on positive things to yourself. So optimism is definitely another character trait that I will say, and I would talk and I would use to encourage someone who's at that beginning stage or at the start stage. And then the next character trait I have to talk about is discipline. So I know that when we start, we're not always disciplined with things that we do, but our discipline, our habits are things that really help us to have that strong finish. And discipline definitely is something that I personally have struggled with, but it's something that you really have to, it's a habit. It has to be repeated over and over again for you to finish strong. And I also want to talk about patience. Patience is something that we hear that patience is a virtue, but we are in this age where they call it the microwave age, where it's instant gratification. We want things very quickly. We get our emails within seconds. So once we start something, we automatically expect that it's going to happen, or whatever the goal that we have is just going to happen because we've taken a few steps. Like the famous quote that goes that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. You have to be patient, and that's one thing that I have learned is that patience really comes into play. And the thing about patience is that when you get to that finish goal, or when you get to what success looks like to me, that space in between, the whole waiting game and just waiting for you to be successful, it becomes irrelevant. That time of waiting just becomes irrelevant because the success is so huge. It's so sweet that the patience that you have really will pay off. And then the last point that I want to talk about, or the last character trait I want to talk about, is believing in yourself. And that's absolutely important. Nobody can believe in you more than you can believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. So regardless of what the circumstance is, you need to believe in yourself. So for those of you that are joining, thank you for joining my scope. My name is Barade Yusuf. I go by Bay, and today I'm scoping as part of the Afriscope Share the Love Hour. The theme for today is it's not about how you start, but how you finish. And I just shared 5 character traits to help you along during your journey, during your goal to your finish line. Your finish line could be anything. It could be like your financial goals. It could be health goals. It could be business goals as an entrepreneur. It could even be in your academic life as well. Don't get bogged down about the growing pains of starting off, but just stay focused on what that success, what that finish line looks like. I talked about drive and tenacity. It's hanging in there even when things don't look like, feel like, or seem like they're going to get you where you want to be. Just hang in there. Just make sure that you stay focused on your goal. I talked about passion, being really passionate about what it is that you want to achieve and carrying it along with you every day. And I also talked about optimism, just being positive, having a positive outlook, even when things seem dire or things seem impossible, just staying optimistic. And next was discipline. I talked about discipline because that's something that I can relate to, and I'm sure a few of you can relate to, in terms of being disciplined enough to stick with it, to stick with what you're doing, to stick with it through to the very end. And last but not the least, I talked about patience as well. I'm sorry. I talked about being patient, and then I talked about believing in yourself. So I probably probably gave 6. I'm not sure, 5 or 6. I'm not sure. But anyway, so that's what I wanted to discuss with you all today, are these character traits. Once again, I'm scoping as part of the Afriscope Share the Love Hour. The theme for today is, it's not about how you start, but it's about how you finish. And I'm not sure if it's time for me to get off the scope, but okay, Kechi, you're going to set up. So as soon as Kechi is live, please let me know so that we can all go and support her. So as I mentioned earlier on, I gave the example of Nelson Mandela, who was in prison for 27 years, and he came out of prison and became the president of South Africa. When he passed on in December of 2013, he got a presidential funeral. Presidents from all over the world came to see him off to his final resting place. And I said that, you know, even just the prison guards looking at the gentleman that was locked up would not have believed that they were face to face with a president, with somebody that was going to go ahead and be very great. I talked about Oprah. I talked about Oprah at 13, being molested, being a teenage mom, and going on to do great things. She's still doing great things, and she's worth $3 billion. So I just want to encourage everyone that's watching the scope that regardless of your surroundings, regardless of what things look like right now. Thanks, Abiba. Thank you. Regardless of what things look like right now, just hang in there. Stay focused, be optimistic, be disciplined, be passionate, and believe in yourself, because nobody is going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself, and that's really what you need to keep you going on. So just hang in there. The start always seems rough. It doesn't look attractive, but knowing and being able to envision what that end is what will keep you going. So it looks like Kechi is on live now. So why don't we all head over to join her on her scope? And that's it for me, and see you again next time. Thank you. Bye.